At a time long before the first man had drawn breath, God, sitting in heaven, laid out his plan for eternity. On his 8th day of creation, however, he, in all his wisdom, realized that he had forgotten one thing. He had created paradise, but he had nothing to protect it with. He needed something, no, someone, with the courage to be his fearless sentinel. Someone with a love so strong that he may lay down his life to protect that which he loves. So God made a hero. He needed someone courageous, daring, and willing to overcome their fear. Someone with the bravery of a Spartan, the charisma of a Jacksonville car salesman, and honor radiating from within like a mirage over Camp Leatherneck. Someone powerful enough to take a stand for what is right and act on it to make a difference. He needed someone we could all relate to in some way, yet someone we could still look up to, pay homage, and remember as a driving force for change. Someone who was kind enough to hold the door for a line of strangers in the pouring rain. Someone selfless enough to get up in the dead of night to care for a crying child so their spouse may rest. Someone compassionate enough to show empathy and understanding, even when others cannot do the same for them. He needed someone not only willing to make a difference, but who would do it at any cost, with no regard for self-preservation. So God made a hero. He needed someone fueled by tobacco and their sense of humor, someone who doesn't need a why or how, just a where and when, someone prepared for anything, but never knows what is going on until 5 minutes beforehand. So God made a hero. He needed someone to care for their fellow brothers and sisters in arms until the very end. Someone who would give anything for someone they didn't even know, just as easily as you would smile at a passing stranger and expect nothing in return, no matter the cost. So God made a hero. He needed someone determined enough to never give up, even in the face of adversity, who would stare down the devil himself, shake his hand, and when offered a path divergent of their righteous course, give a curt shake of the head, followed by a "No, sir." So God made a hero. He needed someone patient enough to teach all the skills necessary to their brothers and sisters so that they could quickly and efficiently respond to any tragedy or disaster, whether it be natural or that of violent evil. So God made a hero. He needed someone with the tenacity to don their Kevlar and persevere through their combat patrol for a grueling 24 hours in over 100 pounds of gear. The gear that gives them the ability to traverse for what many is hell on earth, only to stand fire watch for their brothers and sisters so that they rest in preparation of the arduous journey for another 24 hours back to the safety of the home that which they now all know, behind concertina wire and guard posts. So God made a hero. He needed someone kind enough to lower their rifle, give candy to children, and talk to the citizens of war zones, yet smart enough to never lower their guard, so that if a threat appeared, they could throw themselves in harm's way so that their brothers and sisters may have another chance to see their families again. So God made a hero. He needed someone who may be forged in the crucible of hardship and still emerge triumphant as their brothers and sisters died around them, knowing that one day they might meet again. Someone to preserve peace through strength, so that no other man nor woman need to bear the gruesome and infinite responsibility that rests on their shoulders. So God made a hero. He needed someone with a heart of courage and a thirst for adventure, someone fired up, locked in, and willing to run towards the sounds of suffering and injustice. An entity who will flourish in a hostile environment with a fire inside of them reminiscent of a cigarette to gasoline. Someone to stand post in a sea of brimstone as they carry out their duty. Someone who knows nothing that they cannot overcome. Someone who knows fear yet fails to waver and would sacrifice anything to make a difference, to save a life, to change the world. So God made a hero. He needed someone that was high speed, low drag, with brass balls. Someone motivated, dedicated, and trained to kill, that had the mental fortitude to be able to pull the trigger, take a life, and complete the mission, no matter what the cost may be. He needed someone that was able to win over the hearts and minds of the locals in the country being invaded, learn the local culture, help the people rebuild, and be a beacon of freedom for those who have lost hope. So God made a hero. He needed someone strong enough to protect their brothers and sisters until they draw their last breath, just as they would do for their own child, and then have the composure to hold back tears every time they hear them say they want to be just like them when they grow up. So God made a hero. He needed someone selfless enough to leave their family behind to protect yours. Someone willing to lead their squad into combat, knowing that they might be giving up their opportunity to be a husband or wife, father or mother, son or daughter. Someone willing to give up two lives, the life they are living and the life they could have had. Someone willing to pay the ultimate price for freedom. So God made a hero.